Dogbert presents How to Beat This Dumbass Team. And now, let's join Dogbert. Good evening, and welcome back to How to Beat This Dumbass Team. Tonight, we're going to have a very somber version of How to Beat This Dumbass Team, because we are saying goodbye to a character in the arena. Can we all just take a moment and have a moment of silence for Super Skrull? Thank you for taking that moment of silence and remembering using Super Skrull in the arena, because he is both dead on offense and on defense. Thanks to this guy, Black Knight. You don't even need Super Skrull now to beat Super Skrull. You just need this guy. So if you've been hoarding cores, get ready to spend them all. You're going to be spending them on this. If you're going to spend money on this game and buy only one character, this is the character to buy. He is absolutely amazing. I have absolutely wailed out on him. Got him up to 5 stars. Excuse me. I got him up to 5 stars. I haven't spent money on this game until now, so why not? And why is he so powerful? It's because of this. It's mostly here within his passive, that when an enemy attacks this character or any ally, if this character has charged, which he usually does, and he does not have exhausted, that doesn't apply to arena, he clears all barrier on that enemy and attacks that enemy for 30% of the character's max health. So you want him as big as possible, as many stars as possible, because that means he's going to do even more damage, and this is what kills Super Skrull, because he also clears immunity, applies a heal, block, trauma, and 3 bleed, and it's unavoidable and block because of Super Skrull's speed being so fast. This is essentially an anti-speed character who really punishes you for going fast. That's what kills Skrull, and from what I've seen, he can at very big levels, like at my level, like what I have, he can kill Skrull in a couple hits. It doesn't take much to kill Skrull with him. Skrull is actually, because of this, has become a negative in arena. You do not want to run Super Skrull if there's a Black Knight. That's how hard he counters Super Skrull. So just like Apocalypse knocked Spider Weaver out once he got reworked, and of course he knocked out Emma out as well, Black Knight is doing the same thing for Super Skrull. Doesn't mean Super Skrull's not a good character. It's just that he is totally out of the arena now. You absolutely want this T4 on him. You get some more charge on turn and everything. The other T4 to consider is, believe it or not, the basic. This is just because you're probably going to use a basic on turn 1. If you're facing a Void Knight, he'll probably be ability blocked when he finally gets to go, so he wants to get some extra damage out of it. The other ones that are good is, this is good to actually get Safeguard on him with his special here. But this also heals himself, gives an ability block. This will be more interesting once we start getting into war. We see the out of time team. And of course, then another good one, 20% of the character's max health is damage. That's going to be ridiculous if you ever get to this, where he's using his ultimate. His entire kit is absolutely crazy. This is an absolutely crazy character. Definitely would be a legendary character, I would think, but nope, they made him a regular character you can just buy. So go out and buy him. That's what I say. As for the arena, I'm going to be showing the videos in a minute, but here is the team I'm using. Notice, I do not use Super Skrull. He is totally out. I use Ms. Marvel, Void Knight, Apocalypse, Black Cat with the Awakened ability, and of course Black Knight. Now, let's go and take a look at my road to number 1, as we get to see a couple different defenses, and even beat the arena meta Nightcrawler. Alright, for starters here, we're going to go against Red Viper back here. As you can see, he has Super Skrull. Big mistake. You don't want to be using Super Skrull anymore. Get him off of defense. Don't use him on offense. You have Apocalypse. You have a Black Cat. You have a Void Knight. And you, of course, have a Black Knight. So I guess we're going to a Knight meta? I don't know. Good Knight meta? Yep, I'm not editing again. We're going to watch loading screens and make this video longer. Because why would we do that? You see the big thing, Black Cat, they don't get death proof. We do. There's Super Skrull goes, and there goes Black Knight. Got the trauma on him. And there's Void Knight. This is why I said the basic is good on Black Knight. We're going to use ours. We're going to remove... Void Knight does remove that taunt off of Black Knight. The nice thing about bringing Ms. Marvel, now we get to return rewind them. You can see Stupid Skrull is taking a lot of damage. We neutralize their Apocalypse with our Black Cat, as she does put that trauma out there with that stun, keeping him under control. You can see Super Skrull with that heal block. He can't heal up. He's almost dead, and Black Knight kills him on the second hit. So, their Super Skrull's already gone. We did our thing. We're going to take out their Apocalypse now. Black Knight fell over. It could come down to, in the arena, whose Black Knight is bigger. I could see that happening. Especially with whales of, like, you only have like a 3 or a 4-star, and somebody has a 6 or 7. You could be in deep trouble if you not whale down on this character. See, a very quick fight too, as we just knock out this Black Cat here. And in about 1 minute and 21 seconds, we have taken out a Super Skrull team. Moving on. Alright, so I skipped over number 3 here, and I went for the Sweaty Chief because he actually had a different defense. Now, this is probably a little bit tougher of a defense if you don't have Super Skrull, don't have a Super Skrull, and you're just trying to beat it without, or without a Black Knight as well. That would be a problem as well. But we're going to move on. We're going to go against it. This is a little bit more difficult because you have that Green Goblin. If you try to beat this, take this on without a Black Knight, it becomes a problem. That's what I meant to say. With Super Skrull, even in your team, it is almost unbeatable by that because of the Green Goblin, everything they do. Again, the Super Skrull has become an issue. Void Knight. We essentially, you always need a Void Knight to get rid of that taunt off of the Black Knight. But again, even in this configuration, Ms. Marvel coming in very handy. Plus we need her to be the anti-apocalypse character. And we stun Apocalypse. Plus now they're stuck behind our Ms. Marvel taunt. This time we didn't get to kill Super Skrull in the second shot of Black Knight. Not a problem. Apocalypse will take care of him for us. Now it's just a matter of we take out Apocalypse. And you can see at this point, this match is over. Who cares about Green Goblin? By the time he gets a turn, it's over. Black Knight punishing him. And we just take out the Void Knight. Again, we have beaten a Super Skrull team with no Super Skrull. So that brings us to number 1. Alright, and last but not least, we have Douchey Lucy. Yes, the biggest dumbass in my arena shard. He actually came up with something interesting in a defense, but he keeps insisting that Nightcrawler is the arena meta. And again, we're going to kick his ass as always. Don't we always do that? Same team as always. Now, this is actually kind of interesting what happens here because of what Nightcrawler does and going first and all. Nightcrawler's going to go first. Of course, he sets off Black Knight. He gets hit with that. It made Apocalypse go very quickly, but then Apocalypse gets hit, plus Apocalypse knocked out the taunt off of Black Knight, and this is where Ms. Marvel Hardlight comes in very handy, because guess what? She gets to take all that hits. She gets to take the Void Knight ability block too. So now we put our Void Knight. You get rid of the taunt off their Black Knight. Our Ms. Marvel now has an ability block, so she doesn't get the turn rewind like before. I've had to face Douchey Lucy after this, and I find it much easier not to do this, but to stun Ms. Marvel Hardlight. So ignore that. I made the fight harder by doing that. I should have just stunned Ms. Marvel Hardlight, because you don't want her to taunt like that. But we actually get to use Black Knight's special here. Kind of weird doing that. Healed him up. And we also get to use his ultimate because he ran out of charges. So you can see the ultimate can come pretty quickly if you run out of charges like that. Guess using my Black Cat, take out their Apocalypse. Their Black Knight's still up. Now I can see a bigger Black Knight also being a problem for an Apocalypse in the future as well. But as you can see, we take out the arena meta Nightcrawler defense with little to no problem. It actually would have been a lot easier had I not misplayed. So I hope this gives you an idea. Whip out that wallet and buy Black Knight if you can. If not, use your cores when you can. Get him as fast as possible. Build him as big as possible. And take over the arena. And remember Super Skrull. Until next time, everybody.